Hey guys, coming in. We're gonna have a really good time today. We're gonna jump inside of Photoshop and we're gonna be doing some 2D art, particularly UI. I'm really fascinated by Bioshock's UI, so we're gonna be doing a lot of Bioshock-esque UI. By the way, I did want to say a huge congratulations to Mac, Justin, Nemelon, I think I said that right, Jonah, Melody. Some of you joined yesterday and several of you joined a couple days ago. I just wanted to say a huge welcome to Full-Time Game Dev, which is my program. It supports the studio. It supports my team as we continue to create Twisted Tower. So it means a ton to me, but more importantly, it does support those of you who have joined the program. If you want to join the program, there's just 5 coupon codes below to get 50% off this program. In this program, you're going to learn everything I've learned in the last decade of starting a full-time game studio. That means I pay the bills. I pay for my family. I have a wife and kids. I have a dog. I have a mortgage. I pay the bills with the techniques that I teach in this program, okay? That includes securing funding from publishers, securing funding from Kickstarter, investment platforms, how to hit the Steam front page, how to get the press to notice you, right? I've pretty much done every aspect of funding a game. Every possible avenue of getting funding, I've figured out how to do. Sure, there's probably a few ways but that I don't know about, but for the most part, I know pretty much everything, and my students have told me, including Lord Grimm here. Lord Grimm went full-time recently, as did my buddy Chris. Chris is a student of mine. He's a buddy now because we've talked, but he raised over $100,000. I think it was over $150,000 on Kickstarter. So if you want to join the program, get 50% off, click the link in the description. It does support the studio, and join over 3,500 students worldwide. Let's go! By the way, guys, feel free to download my free 2D game kit below. It's totally free. It's my treat to you. I used this exact 2D game kit to make a game for PewDiePie in 14 days, and then I got to play it in front of his subscribers, which was really awesome. So download that. Use it however you want. It's my treat to you. Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys. So one of the things that we worked on yesterday was this health meter here. Now, I want to sort of make a few changes and hopefully teach you guys a ton of 2D techniques, both for your 2D games, but also just for UI for your 3D games. And one of the things that I noticed was if we zoom out, and this is super important to do, you lose that feeling of Art Deco, and that's the style we're going for, 1920s Art Deco. And the reason why is because this texture here is a little too small, okay, these etchings. So what I'm going to do is scale it up, okay? And suddenly it's gonna feel a lot more Art Deco. Okay, so I could do something like that. And this is from Noun Project, okay? So this cool little flourish here, just from Noun Project, which is a plugin that I pay for. It saves so much time, so it's definitely worth it. So I'm gonna scale those up so it looks like that. And I'm also gonna do the same with these, okay? These little, if I could click, there we go. These are just a little too small, okay? So I'm going to take these etchings here and scale them up significantly because I want there to be emphasis on that texture right there. That's pretty cool right there. I don't even know if I want to do something on the right side. I think that's pretty cool, okay? There's not really much that I want to do other than, I think there's part of me that wants to make this a little bit smaller so that we can see a white line around it. Let's do that actually. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move this over. This is no longer gonna be masked. Rather, this is gonna be something called 9 slicing in Unity, and that's going to allow it to scale and shrink. Like if I go horizontally like this, it won't squash like that because in Unity we're gonna use 9 slicing, okay? And we'll probably talk about that in a future stream. But I'm gonna scale this down. Let's see here. I could probably just, man, this is probably a terrible idea, but I'm going to rasterize it. I'm going to squash it down, Move it over just like that so that it looks like it's inside of a glass vial, okay? And then I'm going to take this. This isn't that bad of an idea, honestly. I'm totally fine. What I'm saying is I don't like rasterizing things. I could have just used the shape, but I'm fine with just doing this. Okay, there we go. Because we're going to add a lot of texture to it, but that looks fine to me, okay? And when you add a lot of texture to things, you can get away with a lot of sort of cheap rasterization like I just did. So that looks pretty cool, right? And it's going to scale down as we lose health. The heart here doesn't look like a 3D heart just yet, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and try and add maybe a little bit more of a beveling to it. So let's do a quick effect here, inner shadow. Let's see here. Pretty aggressive. Let's do normal here and just go dark red. Just like that, and then increase the size. I don't know why I'm getting such a weird effect here. I think what I want to do here is remove the drop shadow, convert it to a smart object. I want to bring it to the top. Okay, so there it is. It is at the top. Okay, good. I'm going to increase the opacity of it, actually. I'm just going to merge all those layers together, and then I'm going to add a little bit of darkness to the right side. Just like that. Okay. I want to be able to see it a lot more clear, and right now, I just don't see it being clear. Let's see here. Thomas, this is from Hyper Gonzo. I studied a grade of game development partly because of your videos and influence. Thanks for your hard work. That's awesome. Very, very cool. Congratulations. And that means a lot. Thanks for letting me know. Okay, so that looks a lot better, adding a drop shadow there. And then I'm also going to add an inner shadow to the right side just to give it a little bit more three-dimensional look here. Okay, there we go. Good, good, good. Awesome. We could probably do one more. There we go. And then one more at the top here. Distance and size. There we go. That looks way better. That looks way better. So that will pump and beat. Okay. This orb here, I kind of feel like is a little too vibrant. So I wonder if what we could do is grab this brown. There we go. Yes. I kind of like it on top of the glass, despite the fact that it was supposed to be inside the glass. I think it looks pretty sweet. Okay. All right. So that looks great. What we're going to do is go ahead, group all this together. Command G. There we go. I'm going to hide it for now. And then we're going to try and figure out, okay, what other elements of the UI do we need to create? Well, if we search for, give me just a sec here. If we search for Bioshock UI on Google, we could take a look at some inspiration here. How they handle, for example, weapons. This one in particular is really helpful. Weapons, it shows a circle, right? It shows the weapon inside of it, but they've angled the weapon so that it fits inside the circle. And I think that was obviously intentionally done. So that angled weapon is pretty smart. The text is in bold as the amount you have in your chamber, or in your clip, and then 12 is the total you have, I think, in your clips outside the gun. Yeah. So what we could do here, let me see. We also need to show our cash or our money that we have. I kind of want it to be visible. So I wonder if we could throw in our cash sort of below here. That might be pretty cool, okay? So what we're going to do is maybe throw in a coin. What do we want the money icon to look like? Well, let's do some text first, just so I can get moving. Sometimes it's hard to, with 2D art, sometimes it's hard to move forward, and you're constantly thinking and getting inspiration. It's best to just go for it, and then you can change it later. So we're going to do Bebas as our font, okay? And we're just going to type in something. We're going to type in 1,500. What? $1,525, okay? Let's say that's how much we have. We're going to do cream color. Okay. Increase it like this. And I wonder if we could do trying to think of the kind of icon we want. We want it to feel very valuable. So maybe like a coin or something. Let's try a coin. I'm not sure yet what I want to do here, but we're going to see what we can come up with. Okay. Good. And just remember, guys, if you want to check out the program, click the link below. You're going to get 50% off full-time game dev, but only for today's live stream. And I will give you a shout out tomorrow during the live stream. It does support the channel, but more importantly, it does support you guys in your future. So be sure to check that out. Learn everything I've learned in the last decade of becoming a full-time game developer. There's 3,500 students in my programs, which is just nuts. So be sure to check that out. Okay, so I'm thinking a gold coin kind of looks cool. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, the heart is a little bit big there. I totally agree with you. I wonder if we could drop down the size of it, you know? I think you're totally right. I'm glad you brought that up. That is a little bit large. So I wonder if what we could do is grab the glass here, grab this outline piece, grab the circle here, convert all of that to a smart object. Wait. Including this, yes. All of that is a smart object, and we could scale it down. I don't want to rasterize it just yet, but what we can do is trim. Let's trim this, save it. And now, if we can pull this back here, I wonder what would happen if we shrunk it a little bit. Just about like that. Yeah, it is a little bit big, isn't it? And then we would put it like somewhere like right here. Okay. That means that this portion here, we would need to fade it out. Okay, we'll do something like that for now. I just want to kind of see what it looks like a little bit smaller. Yeah, I like it a lot better. A little bit smaller, so that looks great. Okay, so I'm thinking something like a coin. Yeah, with the logo, I was gonna say it should have like a Twisted Tower logo on it, but I really like the idea of it being like a golden dollar or something. Like I want it to actually look like money. I want money to be the goal. Real, actual US dollars. So I'm going to put that there and see what we get. See how it feels. It really comes down to how it feels, guys. UI is one of those things you kind of have to just see it and look at it in a variety of different situations to know if it actually is working. And it really does come down to, does it feel tangible? Sometimes it doesn't, right? And you kind of have to figure out what makes it feel more tangible. Now, who remembers from yesterday what kind of design this is? Is this minimalistic or is this skeuomorphic? Who knows the difference? Does anyone want to let us know? So this one right here, we're going to do same sort of thing here. Inner shadow. Drop this one down. All right, good. And then we're going to take this, put it over top, and we're going to make it look inset, okay? Like it's got a ring. Now, all we got to do is essentially invert this, not exactly. So basically what we're going to do is take this, set this to 45 degrees, and then add a drop shadow. So this is all just clever tricks here. We'll do pretty intense there. And then we're going to add this one, right? We don't even need that. And then we're going to add a drop shadow, and it's going to be white highlight. Set it to overlay, and that's going to add that shine there. See that? So now it looks like an inset coin. Could probably drop down the opacity a little bit. Okay. And I wonder what it would look like if it was 3D. So if I pulled down like this and did hue saturation, dropped it down, does that make it feel more valuable? Again, we're trying to communicate value here. I kind of like the idea of making it 3D. Ooh, I have an idea. So if we take this here, we're going to do some contrast. There we go. So now it looks like a 3D coin. So I wonder what would happen if we took these. So we have all that. Good. convert all that to a smart object. That and this, all of that, I'm going to convert that to a smart object. Pull it down. We could duplicate this and come down like this and then do brightness contrast and really get it looking 3D. Now there's a few things we need to do. I don't really like how it looks there, but overall I think that kind of looks pretty sweet, honestly. I like this three-dimensional look. Okay. We'll add texture and all that to it later, guys. Sweet, I really like that actually. Okay, we've got our coins, we've got our health, and this will all be dynamic inside of Unity. So I'm going to take the coins here, and I'm going to convert all that to a smart object. I think it probably needs to be a little bit smaller. Good, good, good. Awesome. Okay. So we've got a coin, we've got our health bar. Could probably shrink the size of the heart. I'll do it later. Now what we want to do is that same shape, right? This same exact shape here for the circle. I'm going to go ahead and bring it down to the bottom right-hand corner for our ammunition. Okay. So I'm going to take this, duplicate it down to the bottom right-hand corner. So as you can see, things are starting to speed up, right? And that's the goal. You want things to speed up as you're creating a UI because you can reuse various UI instances or graphics. So we're going to have an image or an icon of our weapon. And then somewhere on this left side, we're going to have the amount of ammo that is left, okay? I kind of just want to use an icon. I don't really want to do like a really detailed illustration. I'm not sure though, but let's go ahead and just get moving here, okay? So I'm going to go ahead, remember what we did earlier when we felt like we didn't really know how we wanted it to look? Let's just go ahead and start typing some stuff. So I'm going to do 10 bullets left, or 10 bullets in the clip, and then I don't know, 30 in the chamber or in your inventory. And judging from Bioshock, we have the slash, so we have a big number and then a slash small number. Okay, so I like that. I think that's pretty pretty standard. I could be wrong. We're gonna do that. And I'm going to take this here. We're going to duplicate it. Squash it. And we're going to do slash 30. Whoopsie. Not sure what happened there. Hold on. We'll move that one over there. Slash. What in the world? Slash 30. Sweet. So this will all be using Text Mesh Pro inside of Unity. But the text right now is very, very helpful. Okay. So if we look at the Bioshock UI, it doesn't change color or anything, and there's a nice little fade effect. What we can do though in this case is I really don't like the 3D anymore. I don't really like it. I wonder why. I feel like maybe it's because, yeah, I don't like it for now. But we're going to take this bottom portion here, and we're going to flip it. Okay, just like that. And what I'm going to do is actually take this, oh yes, and flip it vertically as well. And then I'm going to take it, I'm going to rasterize it. I'm going to cut all this out. Take this, bring it over, sort of fade it ever so slightly. So there's a place for the text. Okay, so let's see. And then also I feel like we want a little bit more room. But we need to figure out how this would look. So let's see here. Sort of just guessing and checking here. It could be that we put the ammo in the orb like this, and then the icon of the weapon right there. I kind of want to do that instead, because having a little bit more width for the weapon makes the most sense to me. So for example, if I type in a noun project, if I type in pistol, we'll get a nice icon of a pistol. We're not going to use this one, but this will sort of give us an idea of how this is going to look. There we go. So we can take this and see if this fits in this little shape down here. I don't really love it. It's not my favorite thing ever. That's not bad, actually, right there. So let's see here. Kind of works. It's not my favorite, but we're going to keep moving forward. My goal is to just keep moving, because I'm the kind of person, maybe you guys have felt guilty before, where you're like, you're wondering, why can't I just know what I want? And oftentimes it's impossible for you to know what you want until you see it. And so you shouldn't feel guilty about that. Okay. So I'm thinking of some kind of inset maybe. So we would take the inner shadow right here and do a, yeah, there we go. So that's going to be cut in like that. We're going to do a color overlay, which is pretty dark, like that. So these will be swappable sprites. So it's like cut into the metal. I don't like this background thing. I'm going to do a different one. But we'll do a drop shadow. There we go. And distance, and then overlay. Yep. So that makes it look like it's cut into the metal. See? So now, if we zoom out, it looks good. I don't hate it. I know that's not the goal, right? We want to make something we love, but I don't hate it. All right. What if we could decrease the brightness a little bit? Cool. So we have our weapon down here. It's going to be, I mean, the pistol's kind of short though, so I feel like we probably do need to go a little bit longer. So that's good. Yeah, we could do like a rocket launcher down there. We could do an axe. Sweet. Okay. That's pretty good. I kind of want to think about titles. So again, we're just doing a concept here, trying to get an idea of how the UI could look. I want to throw in a title here to see kind of how the levels feel. So in the case of, this level here, it would be called Pleasure Hall. Okay. And we're going to scale this up. And we're going to kind of think of how we can make this look more valuable. What UI does really, really well for games is not only does it obviously communicate to the player what they're doing, that you can't communicate otherwise, it also adds value to the game. It makes it feel a lot more polished. I really don't like that yellow color. I really want to do like, yeah, and I kind of want it to scale down and then add some, yeah, something like that. Let's just sort of feel this out. That's kind of cool. Make sure I save it. And we can do this with Text Mesh Pro. I do kind of feel like we need it to be gold though, which sucks because I don't want everything to be gold because then it starts to look, it just doesn't look Art Deco anymore. I don't know why. but that's kind of cool. Let's do some drop shadow. Good. Good. The revolver icon is just there for temporary. We need to get outlines for all of our weapon designs. So I'll get the 3D artist, his name is Felipe. I'll get him to do that. But right now, the revolver is going to be just fine. So we need to push, maybe add a little bit more over there. Okay, that looks pretty sweet. I wonder if we could add a little bit of a noun project, Art Deco flourish, to make it look a little bit more valuable, right? Adding value with our UI. So there's a lot of cool stuff here, actually. I don't know why, but I love corner flourishes. We can even maybe take a look at some maybe lines that we can put on the top and the bottom instead, you know? So maybe, almost there, we got it. That's kind of cool. These are cool too. No, that looks a little bit Egyptian. It is, you know, it's an interesting kind of a fine balance between, like, I don't know, I could be wrong, but like Egyptian, what you might think of as Egyptian hieroglyphs or something, or like texture, and Art Deco. They've got a similar vibe. Okay, so what I'm going to go for is this one here. I'm going to throw that in, and we're going to scale it up, and we're going to cut this part and this part, transform, flip, vertical. And now we've got this cool sort of motif that holds the title inside of it, right? I could take this and put it over top. So now it's all got the same coloring. And the truth is, though, it's not going to be smack dab in the center because I don't want it to block potential combat. So there's part of me, I think right there is pretty cool, actually. So I'm going to group that, call this title, save it. It's pretty sweet. Art Deco was a combination of different involves around the world: Egyptian, Babylonian, Mayan, and Chinese influences. Yeah. So far so good. You know what's funny is the thing I like the least is what we spent all day working on, which is this. That's so funny to me. I'm probably gonna delete it. That's just the way it goes. I don't mind the circles. Let's just delete it right now because I know that it's bothering me. So we're just gonna delete it and call it a day. There we go. What I mean is delete that, keep the circle. I like the circle, but that little thing, whatever it was, kind of looks phallic. We're gonna remove it. Same is true here. Same is true here. And what we're gonna do, now that I know that I like how these lines work, yes, okay, so here's what we'll do. Haha, I got it. We're gonna take this, and I'm going to actually, hey, let's go ahead and rasterize it. Copy it. It's gonna be cool. We can paste it in. We're gonna kind of take some, well, surprise, surprise, we're gonna take some cues from Bioshock. And one thing we can do here is take those shapes, see what we're doing here. Yeah. Maybe drop them down just a little bit. Make them nice and connected here, just like that. And these are gonna be sort of golden, what am I trying to say? I think I've got it. Hold on, let me try something here. So I need to shut up for just a sec so I can think. Yeah. Delete that. Delete that. delete these, delete. I feel like we can. There we go. Okay, we're almost there. Yes, I got it. Okay. All right. So this is the top piece that we're going to be using, and it's going to fade out. So I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to take this, and it's going to go all the way over, right? And that sort of phallic shape was a little too distracting. So I'm going to take this, flip this upside down, and we're going to use that. Yeah. We're going to use these as sort of golden, like just faint golden motifs that create some kind of a shape for us that wrap this little thermometer thing. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to duplicate, flip, vertical. That looks way better. Okay, and I'm going to put that underneath the coin. Let's convert it to a smart object. Oh, it's going to look so much better. Thank you, Lord. I'm going to take this, pull it down, all the way down. Very good. Okay. And we're going to take that golden shape, this right here, light on the top, gold on the bottom. Isn't that cool, guys? See what I'm doing here? Dark here. Yep. And honestly, not sure we need to do anything else, but I'm going to do an inner shadow. No, just a drop shadow. I don't want to get too skeuomorphic. Okay. Awesome. Same is true down here, right? Where this weapon is. We'll do something down here. Don't worry, we'll make it a little bit bigger. And we'll also, we'll also add a dark, oh yes, so close. Sorry, I just need to think here. I can't talk while I'm working. That looks so much better. Okay, good. So let's sort of fade this out. I'll be honest with you guys. Deep down, I was thinking I'm not going to keep any of this because I hated it so much. But that looks so much better. But my promo is completely in the way. But you could deal with it. But this right here, I feel like it needs to be centered, don't you guys? Nice and clean, right? You know what's funny? I always try and challenge myself to be less clean because sometimes I could be not very creative because I want everything to be perfectly clean. But I always end up going right back to where I said I wasn't going to be. So here we are, centering it up, which is hilarious because I told myself yesterday, I didn't say it out loud, but I was thinking, I don't want to center this. But here we go, vertically centering it. Good. So that's not perfectly vertically centered. So I'm going to lock this here and press Control. Try and grab. Oh, son of a bee. Hey, let's just take all this. There we go. Nice and centered. Is it? I don't know. Let's zoom out. It's not. That's weird. It is, but it isn't. Like mathematically it is, but for some reason it's not. It doesn't look right. It might be the heart. I don't know. Okay, let's bring that down, just like that. Good. That text we can shrink. Save it. And I'm going to go ahead and make that text orange. Same as this right here. You kind of want the gradient to look like it's across everything. I could be wrong, but let's try that out and see how it looks. Okay, good. Now, remember, we want that dark gradient behind everything. You know, the truth is, I kind of want to brighten this up, but reduce the contrast, just so we can see how it would look in a brighter environment, right? So we'll save all that. We want everything to sort of have this, like it's popping out of the screen, and the way we do that is with drop shadows, obviously, but also just gradients and stuff like that. So I'm going to take this. We're just going to do a faint black underlay. It's not black. Okay, just like that. And then fade it out like that. And the same is true with the gun here. We'll flip the gun, transform, flip horizontal, and the gun is no longer going to look like it's carved into anything. It's just going to be sort of a glowing icon, which I'm fine with. So we'll do a gold icon here. That's fine with me. It's like, I don't know what I'm saying. But I do like what I see here. Looks way better. That little phallic thingamajig that I had was stupid looking. So now I feel much better. I feel happy. I'm in a good mood, actually. I'm in a great mood. And that's what matters. Okay, sweet. Okay, one thing we could do to sort of make this text stand out more is we could add just a subtle pulse of like a dark sort of orb behind it. That way you can always see. See that? So now it stands out just a little bit more. Okay, now the text here, I think it needs to be black. Right? I'm gonna make sure I save it. Okay, guys, let me read the chat here, make sure everybody's happy. Firm the Den says, Thomas doesn't read YouTube comments. No, I do not read comments, but I do read the chat. Reading YouTube comments can send you into a mental spiral if you're like me, where you get really insecure. And so to me, it's just not worth it anymore. So I don't read the comments. And that's not because I don't love you guys. It's just because if I read one bad comment, I'll feel like crap for a week. Who are we blocking? Tuckmac, will you block somebody for me, buddy? Firm the Den. Is this actually live? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so this probably need to increase the contrast of this heart. Sweet. Okay, there we go. Okay, we've got ammo. We've got a heart icon. That's cool. That's cool. The coins, now that I'm looking at it, the coins need a little bit more contrast. I'm looking at it on my right monitor. It's giving me a little bit more contrast. I almost feel like the coin, the dollar symbol, it needs to be like black, which is odd. But it's just going to be easier to read now. Yeah. I think maybe true black is not what we want to do here with any of this text. I think we need to do like a dark brown. So for example, I could take this here, this text, and instead of a pure black, we could do like a brown color. But the problem is it needs to match the context of every level. So if we're in a very blue level, we want to make sure that it's actually going to be a darker blue. So what I'm going to do is make sure that the color grading of the level affects the UI. So that's going to be quite a challenge. But that looks good to me. So that's good. So back to the dollar sign here. We're going to do the same here. So this color right here, it's a very subtle shift, but it does make a difference. Okay. Okay, now dialogue, right? When we're talking to characters, we want there to be some kind of little blurb that appears at the bottom of the screen. I'm cool with it going behind everything and being a nice blur. So let's add a little Gaussian blur here. There we go. Drop down the opacity and bring it behind everything. Good. I'm going to merge these together here. Save it. And we're going to have this text here is going to be very similar to the title of the person talking, so their name. Because I do like my characters to have silly names. So I think come on, what's going on here? Something's wrong. There we go. So this down here is going to look very similar. And we'll, what's his name? His name is Gordon Plowshare. And we'll squash down the name to be much smaller. But really, guys, the reason I put everything together at once is because at some point, some UI elements might appear next to other UI elements. For example, you walk into a new level and you immediately start talking to Gordon Plowshare. You might see all of these UI elements all at once. And you want them to look good together. Okay, so that's why I've got it all together here. So there's Gordon Plowshare. There's his name. Center it up. And we can add in remember, we've got noun project here. We can add in a nice little flourish here. But frankly, I actually really just want to keep using this flourish. This one little flourish here, I love this one. So I'm going to take this, and I'm actually going to take just this piece here, paste it, pull it down. Gordon Plowshare is going to have his name on top of, and I'm not going to shrink this, okay? Because I want the width of the lines to be equal across the board. So I'm going to take this, do that, this, do that. So way more Art Deco than, the original UI. I showed that to you guys yesterday. If you want to see what the original UI looks like, feel free to just open up my live stream. Also, why don't we go ahead and actually take this and just cut this piece off and see what it looks like. That's pretty cool. Sweet. All right, same over here. Come on, Thomas. Here we go. All right, same sort of thought process here. Same effect, duplicate the effect, same color gradient over top. There we go. And then we're going to go ahead and just fade out the left and right. Pretty cool. I don't really like the way that looks here. That's kind of cool, actually. Golden Plowshare. Very, very nice, Thomas. Very cool. Does anybody know what that quote is from? Very, very cool. Very cool. If you can name the quote, I will give you a shout out. Nope, fish, this is not a recording. Okay, let's type in, hello, my name is Gordon Plowshare. How are you? I want to eat some pizza. Okay, I think we want to go a little bit bigger. And not caps. Does Babos really not allow for caps? It's only caps, isn't it? Really? There's no way that's true. Babos only has caps? I guess so. So we need to choose Garamond, which I don't have a huge problem with it, honestly. And I'm going to do white. Good, good, good. Does anybody know? Nope, nobody knows. They don't know what the quote is. Well, that's a shame. We'll never know. Very cool. Very cool. We're going to do Garamond down here too. And so far, so good. Sorry about my dog barking. There's somebody at the door, which is totally fine. Okay. I love it. I think it's great. What do you guys think? Do we like it? Do we love it? Anybody? Well. Just remember, guys, 50% off full-time game dev. There's probably 3 coupon codes left. Be sure to check out the link in the description. Ignore my dog barking. This is going to support, obviously, guys, supports the channel. It supports my team, and it really means a lot to me. But it also supports you guys, including Lord Grimm here, who went full-time, started his own indie game studio, which means he secured funding using the techniques I teach in the course. I've got over 3,500 students, and I've pretty much I've run the whole gamut. Is that a phrase? I've run the whole gamut of securing funding. I teach you how to do it with just a demo. So click the link below, join this massive program. It's huge. Check it out. See if it's something you're interested in. 50% off. And I will talk to you guys later. Thank you for hanging out. It means a lot to me. Get over here. Get down. Hey, thanks for watching. By the way, if you haven't downloaded that free 2D game kit below, click below. It's my treat to you. I used this game kit to make a game for PewDiePie in 14 days, and I actually got to play it with him in front of his audience, which was really cool. This game kit is totally free. It's my treat to you, and you can use it however you want. You can make a commercial game and make $1 million off this game kit. I don't care. Or you could just use it for a hobby project. It's my treat to you. And by the way, if you haven't clicked like, that would mean a ton to me. Hit subscribe. And also, this is important, hit that notification bell. Here's why. If you get notified of when I'm live, you can watch me make my next game, and let me know in the chat what you think about the game or any ideas